What a fantastic day to be in the United States of America. Today we're here to celebrate an amazing announcement, but before we get underway with that, I do want to recognize people that we have in the audience with us this afternoon. And I appreciate that too, because this was last minute notice. We have several dignitaries with us in the audience. We have, just looking around, we have Judge Executive Clymer back there in the back. Next to him we have Deputy Judge Executive Steve Doolittle in the back as well. We have Kyle Pope from the Cabinet of Transportation there for Kentucky, almost in West Kentucky. And also we have dignitaries behind us. We have Mayor Harless, we have Commissioner Wilson, Commissioner Watkins. We're like going in height order here. We have Commissioner Abraham, and then descending the ladder we have Commissioner McElroy, and then we have Marty Wiles, make sure I get that right. And then of course we have, I'm going to mess it up too. Morgan Alvey, thank you. Well, and yes, we have Representative Randy Bridges in the audience as well. Representative Bridges, where are you at out there? There you go. And then we have former Mayor out there, Bill Paxton, right there as well. Thank you for being here, former Mayor Paxton. And we did invite former Mayor Kaler to attend as well, but I don't believe she's in the audience. Who else?
President of the college.
Oh, yes, and we have right out here, Dr. Reese, yes, my workout buddy from Planet Fitness. Yes. Yeah, thank you guys for being here today. What a tremendous opportunity to be here today, and it's just a monumental occasion for the city of Paducah. And with that, you're probably wondering what we're going to talk about, and I'm going to turn that over to Mayor Harless. Mayor Harless?
I think you took a page of my notes. Thank you. I don't normally write speeches. I usually improv them, but today I felt like it was such an important day that I have a lot to say about this. So I am going to take this opportunity. It is such an exciting day in the city of Paducah. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to our Senator, Leader McConnell. His support for this project has been crucial to our success. We are grateful for Senator McConnell for his years of leadership on behalf of Paducah's priorities. From securing the very first federal funds for the Riverfront project to the flood wall and all the way through this exciting announcement today. And if you don't already know why we are here, let me share the big news with you. This morning we received confirmation that we have been awarded $10.4 million from the Department of Transportation. What a big deal for our community. The city will provide a $1.1 million match for the total project cost of $11.5 million that will be invested in our riverfront here in Paducah. This investment in our riverfront will allow us to finish out the Riverfront Commons area, maximizing the connections between the convention center and downtown, provide a multimodal experience for our visitors and our citizens, improve accessibility for our residents with disabilities, improve security on our riverfront, add Wi-Fi and broadband capabilities, add bus terminals, bike rentals, and develop a steamboat excursion pier and plaza for the many riverboats who come to visit our city. This is just to name a few. We have a beautiful visual over here for you to take a look at afterwards if you'd like to, of the concept of what we applied for to this grant. I want to say a big thank you to the Secretary of Transportation, Elaine Chao. Let's give her a round of applause, even though she's not here. Secretary Chao has been such a supporter of our project. She understands the value of Paducah, and she understands what this project will do for our community. I also want to say thank you to Congressman Comer, and thank you to Caroline Cash, his Chief of Staff, who's actually here today. She worked really hard to help us with this grant. And thank you to Senator Paul for his support as well. I also want to say a big thank you to the statewide elected leaders, but also for the Cabinet Secretary, Secretary Thomas. We went and met with him a couple times to ask him for his support in this project, and he definitely did that. Thank you, Representative Bridges. Thank you, Senator Carroll, for your letters of support. Thank you to our city commissioners for understanding this big vision and for approving us spending resources to make sure that we could win this grant. These don't come for free. We had to hire people to help us, but the ROI is significant for this project for us. Thank you to the fiscal court and to Judge Clymer for your support. Thank Thank you to the staff who made this happen on the very minute level. It takes hours to write these grants and to make them right. Thank you. They spent hours working with HDR. Thank you, Sean Washer, for joining us on this team and coordinating with BFW, helping with cost estimates and conceptual ideas. We had over 40 letters of support from elected officials, businesses, and community partners. Thank you to Mayor Paxton. Thank you to Mayor Kaler and the many previous commissions who kept pushing this ball down the court. We are proud to be making the slam dunk and finish what you started. This funding will help us advance 12 of our city strategic plan objectives. And this award did not come without a lot of hard work by a lot of people. As you may recall, we applied for this same grant last year. When we did not win, Commissioner Wilson and myself worked very hard to arrange debriefs to better understand why we were not successful. We coordinated phone calls and even flew with Tamara Tracy, our planning director, to D.C. to meet with technical staff at DOT to better understand how we could improve our application. The staff and our partners worked so hard to secure this funding for Paducah. As Mary Hammond from the Convention and Visitors Bureau regularly says, we must preserve our culture. It's who we are. That river is what made us a city, and our downtown is what makes us unique. It's the beginnings of our existence here, and it deserves to be honored and for us to take full advantage of its potential. As we continue to compete with other cities for jobs and to grow our population, these are the types of projects that will set us apart. Between this project, the TIF district developments, and the Opportunity Zone designation, our riverfront and downtown have a very bright future ahead of us. Thank you again to all the support, and again, thank you to Senator McConnell for helping us carry this across the finish line, and thank you all for being here today.
Speaking of Leader McConnell, we do have with us Morgan Alvey, the field representative for Leader McConnell. Morgan?
Thank you. What an extraordinary day for the city of Paducah and this community. In recognition of this city's cultural importance as well as its unique position as the heart of our nation's inland waterway system, Senator McConnell takes special pride in working with this city and its leadership. Senator McConnell was proud to support Paducah's Department of Transportation Build Grant application, which will invest into your bright future with much-needed riverfront improvements. Together, we are working to encourage economic development here and throughout Western Kentucky. Senator McConnell has been with you since the beginning, initially securing over $9 million for the Paducah riverfront and the city's transient boat dock. And he has also secured millions for the Paducah Floodwall Project, which helps keep this community safe and thriving. As Senate Majority Leader, Senator McConnell has secured over $179 million for transportation projects like this one in Kentucky. This new injection of federal dollars into Paducah will no doubt build on this progress from the past and shows that the days ahead look bright for the future of Paducah and its citizens. On behalf of Senator McConnell, I want to thank all of you for being here today, and especially our local leaders for developing this wonderful project. Again, what an amazing day for this community. Thank you.
Next, we have, speaking of communities, we have one of the biggest advocates for our business community here that also is one of the biggest advocates for this project, and that is Commissioner Sandra Wilson, who also serves as the president for the Paducah Area Chamber of Commerce. Sandra?
Well, thank you all for being here. This is a great day. The Paducah Chamber's mantra is that we will be known for showing up. And boy, have we been showing up this year. So thank you, Daniel Jones, who's the chair of our board, and Corey Hicks, the vice chair of our business advocacy, for allowing this to be one of our top priorities. It was a top priority last year, and when we lost, I told Mayor Harless, and I think I told all of the other city commissioners, let's just visualize ourselves standing up there behind the podium making this announcement. So if you think hard enough and work hard enough, maybe things might come true. And we are so grateful that this was chosen. It was very competitive. When our chamber was in D.C. in September, that's what we heard, that this was so competitive. And to my knowledge, Kentucky only got 3, and we are one of of them, and it will be funded by the federal government with some matching funds put in by the city. So it took support from the community, support from the city, support from the state, and support from our federal officials to make this happen. This is $11.5 million that will be invested in our downtown, and we are so proud to have played our part in being the lead advocacy organization for this community. So thank you all for being here and giving us the opportunity to be a part of it.
I still remember the time we were at the airport, and Commissioner Wilson said that this year is going to be a year to celebrate, and she's right. Next, I do have a written statement from Senator Paul. I'll read that, and bear with me as I look down at my phone to do that. From Senator Paul, he says, I am excited to hear Paducah will be receiving a $10.4 million Better Utilizing Investments to Leverage Development Build grant. Over the past couple of years, it's been my honor to advocate for Paducah as they've gone through the application process. The city is perfectly positioned to benefit from this program, and I look forward to the economic development and job creation which will be spurred by this grant. Congratulations, Paducah. Again, we also want to thank Senator Paul for his advocacy for this project. With that, I would like to just kind of wrap up. I want to recognize one person in the crowd. I think I saw her earlier. Cheryl Chino, where are you at? There she is, in the back there. Cheryl helped us with the initial grant application that we used last year, and we built off of that application for this year. Cheryl, thank you for your contributions. You helped make this happen. Thank you. Speaking of recognitions for one of the project warriors, one of the main warriors, Melanie Townsend, right there. Melanie, raise your hand. When we went through this application process, Melanie worked with HDR and BFW to make this application come to life. Melanie actually championed it through the process, and the proof was in the pudding. It worked, right? So thank you, Melanie. Appreciate that. Next, as I mentioned before, I'd like to thank our local partners, HDR and BFW, for the role they played in the application process. And then also, just to reflect a little bit about the importance of the project, as the mayor said, this really is what it's all about. We sat down back in January and focused on our strategic plan, and this project here helps us get to 12 of those initiatives. So let's turn that dirty dozen into something pretty. So we're really excited about that, and just happy to be able to make some progress on these projects. And the last thing I'll say before going is I want to recognize the city's leadership team. If you guys are here, raise your hands real fast for me. The leadership team for the city. We do appreciate all the efforts they put into this. So now that we have the money, it's going to be up to the leadership team to make sure we put this thing to work and make sure we get this project built. So the next steps for us, of course, will be to enter into the grant agreements, get the RFQs going for the design, and we're going to get this thing built in the next 2 years. So again, congratulations to Paducah. Thank you for being here, and feel free to come up and see what it's going to look like as we transform the future. Thank you.